just like a picture on the wall. And now I know how to steer, I'm not afraid if I should fall, yeah. It took some tears, oh, but together we were strong. And now I feel a burning beat.
Hey guys, welcome to the next video. Today's video is on Flormar's Radiance, Double Radiance Primer. I do have Flormar's Illuminating Primer, and that's what that looks like, and I have done a couple of videos on this. So I wanted to try a full face today of makeup with using the Double Radiance Primer because I needed something different in my primer. My skin is changing. I love this primer, don't get me wrong, and it definitely helps my foundation stay throughout the day, but I needed something that gave me a little bit extra. So this is their Double Radiance Primer and Highlighter, and it has SPF 10, and I prefer if a primer has SPF to have a lower SPF because there's not so much shine. So I'm going to give it a shake and show you what it looks like first. The packaging, first of all, guys, is beautiful. I absolutely love the packaging. And this was, just to let you know, this is in Champagne and it cost me €12. Now, I love that it has a pump similar to the original. And I'm just going to pop a little bit here. Now, you can see it there. I'm just going to rub that like that. You can see it's kind of got a golden sheen to it. So what I'm going to do is start to kind of pop it in the areas that I'd usually pop my primer. I have a mirror just in front of me here. And I'm just going to rub it in. Now all I've done is cleanse, toned and moisturise, and I let my moisturise set for a while. You can see even the difference it's making already. If you look, guys, it's giving kind of a sheen to the face. Definitely can see the difference even just from popping it on now. And I only did one pump. You get a lot, and it's definitely very liquidy, so a lot comes out with one pump, so you certainly wouldn't have to keep going back for more. So I'm really impressed just with the primer alone, my gosh. So I'm going to use my Max Factor's Ageless Exceller 2-in-1 with that, because I did look for their foundations when I was there and they didn't really have my colour yesterday when I picked this up. I actually think I've probably got a lot there, so we're going to rub that in. I can wash it off afterwards. You can see just the difference that primer has made. This is my first time trying it with you guys. A little bit of a catch up and a little bit of a review. The smell, first of all, it's floral, similar to the smell of the primer. There was kind of an apple-y kind of smell to this one. Very floral smell to this one. Beautiful. Didn't have to use a lot, which I'm very impressed with because this is a 30ml. So you don't actually have to use a lot. I can see the kind of colour it's given my skin. It's given my skin a lift, which I want. I'm loving this primer, don't get me wrong, and I still have half of it left. But what I was finding is that while it was keeping the makeup on, which is great, it's perfect, it's what it's for, I needed something that kind of gave me something before the foundation came onto my face, or the concealer. So I do actually have Flormar concealer, which we're going to go in with now. But I have to say, on first impressions, I am very, very happy with this. It's quite sheer. A little goes a very long way. So yes, very, very happy with that. So now what I'm going to do is just go in with Flormar's concealer. This is their Perfect Coverage Liquid Concealer. And we're going to pop that on the face now. So a bit of a crazy week this week. It looks like I'm sorry guys, I'm looking at a mirror down here, on the move again. Unfortunately, my landlord contacted me last week to say that I'm going to be using my Real Techniques sponge for this. Unfortunately, he's had to come back. He lives in Italy and he has had to come back for personal reasons, so it looks like me and the dogs will be on the move again shortly. So where that will be, unfortunately, he's coming back in September, so we have a little bit of time, but I really felt at home here, and it's certainly not something that I was expecting or wanting to happen. So I've had to look kind of elsewhere very quickly, and it's looking like the UK. I've contacted some schools in the UK, just because I teach. Obviously I'm a teacher full-time, and I'm a freelancer during my free time, so I'm looking at going back to the UK, so yeah, it's going to be, I just feel like this is the first place I've settled, which is very hard for me to have to up and go again, which is what's going to have to happen, unfortunately. So yeah, it's a bit emotional at the minute, guys. But just going back to the Flormar and using their concealer afterwards, that's really settled well, and nothing has taken over anything. I love that I was able to kind of smooth out the concealer, and there wasn't like a mixture of colour. When I first put on this, it actually took to the skin really quickly, and it really kind of gave my skin an luminous kind of look, which is what I was looking for with the primer. I don't want it to just keep the makeup on, I wanted to give my skin a bit of a lift, and I haven't even put on foundation yet, which I'm very, very, very impressed with. I would highly recommend that primer, guys, highly recommend it if you feel like your skin needs a lift. So I've gone in then with the Flormar. Now we're going to go in with just a little bit of foundation. But just going back to what I'm saying, I'm using my Max Factor's Ageless Exceller 2-in-1 foundation and serum. Yeah, so I have to either, and I have contacted, since I found out, I contacted a couple of schools that I worked for in Oxford, because over in Ireland, if you don't have a car and you don't live in Dublin, literally it's pretty hard getting places. So I'm just taking that and I'm just going to put it in. So it kind of made me think, you know, I said, because then this next move is going to be permanent, you know, I don't want to keep moving around, I kind of want to be settled. I really had found kind of a settled place here. So yes, I'm just putting it in places that I feel I need it, which is just the top of the nose there, and a little bit around the cheeks and under the chin again, where I'm breaking out, and just the top. So I'm going to blend that in again. So yes, I am a bit upset because I really did feel at home here. And kind of the dogs had really settled in, and you know, I had kind of started to make plans, and it all kind of went out the window. And I know it's not his fault. He even said like it's personal reasons he has to come back. You know, he lives in Italy, so he's had to come back, and I know that's going to be big for him too. But yes, so I've been thinking of the UK and contacting some schools I used to work with, and we're kind of talking at the minute. We're in talks, so that's where it's at currently. So yes, so now that's all over the face. I'm going to put some powder, and I'm going to be using just my W7 powder. I'll do that and I'll come right back. So now I'm back. I'm actually going to use my light and breathable long-lasting coverall powder. Nearly at the end of this. It's been really, really good. It was kind of one of those one-off purchases on Amazon a while back, and actually it's from Magical Halo, and it's really, really good. I'd highly recommend them, guys, if you can get them. So I'm just going to take my brush, and this is my Studio 5 powder brush, and that's what it looks like. And we're just going to put some of that in the lid. I put it in the lid of the container, and then I just take what I need, just so it doesn't waste anything. And I just tap that off, the excess. I'm just going to work that into the face. But yeah, I am very, very kind of upset about it, because it just means having to move again, you know. Ever since kind of moving back to Ireland, I've just been trying to find desperately somewhere to kind of call my own, and, you know, especially getting the dogs, it's made it feel like a home here and a family unit. So moving again is not going to be something I'm looking forward to, but it has to be done. But I'm for sure making sure this time that, you know, it's a long hold lease. It was this time too, but obviously personal issues came into it for him. So yes, he's had to come back. So yes, it's not great at all now that I have 2 dogs in tow to come with me as well. Kind of uproot them too, which isn't great. But now see that how it settles in quite well, but it doesn't mess the rest of your. Sometimes the powder can actually move the foundation around in your face, and this is really nice. This coverall, it was $3.99 on Amazon, so it was a bit of a risky buy because I wasn't sure how it would work out, but it's actually worked out really well. So that's my concealer, foundation, and the primer. The primer I'm loving, guys. I can really just, even when I look in the mirror directly here, I can see kind of the luminosity and the kind of colour it's brought to the face, you know, and then the foundation just kind of adds the concealment and kind of gives it that kind of refined look. So that's the foundation finished. Now I'm just going to go in with my MAC Quad, and I'm going to use Wedge, which is the brown colour. This is the Quad, and this is Wedge here. So we're going to go in with that brown. It's a light brown. It's lovely, lovely transition colour. So that's going to be the lid. and then I might just go in with this deep red colour here, just on the top a little bit, just to give it a slight kind of depth. And I'm going to use for that, I'm going to use my Studio 5 blender for the top, but then for the placement of colour I'll use my Studio 5 eyeshadow brush, which is this one here. And Studio 5 are great for kind of high-end quality but like lower end prices. So I'm going to go in with the wedge that I showed you. So yeah, at the minute I am currently kind of talking to, I mean there is the option to stay in Ireland, but I think that all my qualifications, when I really thought about it and when this actually happened, I said okay, let's think about this logically. All my childcare qualifications and my special educational needs qualifications are from the UK. I'm currently still studying autism, which is a UK level 4, and it actually made me think, okay, you've started this off, maybe go back and kind of get the higher grade, you're nearly finished your level 4, do your early years degree and really work with it there. So I just on the off chance contacted my boss from the UK from a couple of years ago, and she actually emailed literally within a couple of hours, so it was great, and we've been chatting back and forth. So depending on what I can get over there, Oxford might be the next stage, but who knows, I'll definitely keep you updated. But for sure it will be the last move for me. Absolutely. So yeah, and it'll be getting the dogs' passports, which is going to be a little bit of a task, but I mean these things happen and I'm trying to be kind of positive about it, but initially I was just really kind of upset about it, you know, but I'll get there. But you know how you just get attached to a home, and it's kind of how I feel at the minute. But I know I originally went to Freeman, Somerset when I first went to the UK in 2009, so that could be a place that we settle to. So I am trying to look at all my options without making like a decision straight away. So all I've done with wedge is really just put it in the lids, because what I want to do is I want to go in with a different colour, and you can see what I mean. It's just that light brown. It's very nice. It's actually very good if you ever want to use a transition colour. I'll just show it to you again. This is what it looks like here, and it almost on camera is almost coming off very, very light, but it's much darker when you see it. Maybe if I swatch it for you. Don't know if that's coming off. That's it there. It's a lovely transition colour if you're trying to if you're trying to do something else. But even if you just want a light brown on the eyes, it's lovely. It really is. So I'm just going to finish off there, and then I'm going to go in here with this deeper colour here, just at the top. And I'm going to use the point here. So this is a pointed eyeshadow brush, and just get the colour on it like that, and then I'm just going to look in the mirror and then the same on the other side. So yes, for the Flormar Illuminating Radiance Primer, I actually really like it, really do, and would highly recommend it. Flormar are relatively new to me. I know they've been around for a couple of years, but they're relatively new to me. I have some of their mascaras, I have some of this is their second primer I've bought, and I have something else up there to show you now, which is the terracotta blusher, which we're going to look at next. But now what I'm doing is I'm just buffing out the colour I did there, as you can see, and it kind of just gives it that kind of smoky look without being too dark, because that brown was very light, so I went in with a lighter colour. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So yeah, lots to think about, guys, because this wasn't something that I had planned at all. I kind of had seen for the foreseeable to be here until I figured out what I was doing myself, but this has kind of put everything into fast forward motion, and I think you just get attached to a house sometimes. And it's kind of how I feel about here, but I guess he can't, you know, he can't really control what's going on either, so as in the landlord. So yeah, things like that happen, unfortunately. So yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is apply my mascara and then come back to you, because the next thing I want to show you is the Flormar Terracotta blush on, and it has a little mirror. I'll just show you that, so I'll be back with you in one moment. So mascara's on, and what I actually used for mascara was their Spider Lash Deep Black, and it's from Flormar. and it's really nice, really nice mascara. $4.95, so it doesn't break the bank at all, but it just separates them perfectly. If I just show you the brush, it just has this really thin kind of brush, really just, sorry guys, you can see it there, lovely. So yes, that's the mascara on. I've only put 2 coats on, and I might put some on later, but I wanted to show you this blush that I got as well. It's their terracotta blush on, it's called, but it has a little compact mirror inside. So if I just open it for you there, that's what it looks like. It's gorgeous. And then this side, you can see it has a little mirror as well, so you can kind of pop it in your handbag on the go. And I swatched it last night after taking it home, and it was just beautiful. Just look at that, guys, just beautiful. So I'm going to get my Real Techniques blush brush, freshly washed and dried, and we're going to just smile to bring the cheeks forward. But yeah, I've been kind of, that's really what's been going on, and trying to kind of figure out what to do next, really. But yeah, trying to get a plan in place, and that's what it looks like on the blush brush. So we're going to smile. I'm just going to look in the mirror here if you see me look down. And it just gives that light, kind of rosy, like, you can see it there, guys, just gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning, it really is. Now if you don't want that much, like you wouldn't like, you can tone it down for sure, but I think for me that's okay. And what you can do, and what I'll show you, is I'm fine with that, but if you get just a normal foundation brush, or maybe a buffing brush, and all you do is you just make sure it's clean, and you just keep on buffing until you get your desired. You see the way that's taken it down slightly? I'm happy with that, so I'll keep that on for now. I can see in the mirror, it's quite nice. So yes, that is in there. It's number 44, pink bronze, if you look at it there, and just gorgeous for the summer nights out or something like that. You know, if you're going to go for a longer kind of deeper eye or something like that, that kind of blush would be lovely. So it was just to show you the blush. I am going to go in with some bronzer below and just above where the sun would naturally hit my face, to make everything kind of blend in a little bit better. And be right back. So the bronzer I'm going in with is a MAC bronzer, and this is what it looks like here. So we're going to go in there, and I have to actually go back because I still have my eyeshadows to get from MAC as well, so I will do that. But I'm really liking Flormar as a company. I think they're amazing. So what I'm going to do is just go in with my Real Techniques contour, and this is what it looks like. It's the contour brush and the powder contour. I've got my mirror here, and feel for the jawbones, and mine is just under here. And then where the sun naturally hits your face, don't forget that either, because it actually makes your skin, it makes everything you've done look more natural, like it's actually real, if you know what I mean. And then that contour, I'm just going to buff that out. And you can see it's not touching anywhere I've placed the blush, so it all kind of goes in line. And that's what you want. You want everything to kind of blend together nicely. So I'm just going to go in again. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And then what you can do is get a bigger, I've got another Real Techniques brush, and this is called the buffing brush. So if sometimes I've placed this on and I kind of want it to be buffed out slightly better, and this hasn't really done it, I go in with my buffing brush and it's perfect. So I'm just going to finish off this, and I'm just going to go with a clean buffing brush, and really the same process we did with the blush, whereas we didn't want it to be too strong, we just kept buffing. So it's the same process, and I'm actually really happy with how that's turning out now. So the one step I didn't do to show you is I did prime my lips, and I used Mua's, I think it's Mua, it's here somewhere guys, sorry, in all the mess here, sorry, it's here. It's the Pout Prime from Mua, and that was actually a giveaway in Chucky Kaz. I still use it. It's great. It's smoothing lip primer from Mua, and I just had that on before. That was the first step I did after my cleansing and moisturising. I primed my lips. So now that the kind of cheeks, the eyes are done, I can still see in the mirror kind of the Flormar, the golden kind of primer, how it's kind of still showing itself through everything else. So I think it really does complement everything I've done. I would definitely use it daily, really. I think especially during the summer it's going to look really nice. So I would highly recommend Flormar's Radiance Primer because it has an SPF 10 and it's a highlighter as well. And mine is in, just in case I didn't say before, Champagne. That's what that one is. I didn't see any other colours there, but I'm sure if you go online, I got mine in McGrath's Pharmacy, but they do have, Flormar do have obviously their own online store, so you could obviously see if there's any other, if you don't like Champagne, to see if there's any other colours that suit you or that you prefer. The other one I only saw that we had in McGrath's Pharmacy was their Illuminating Primer, which is kind of just a clear cream consistency. But I am really happy with it. I think it's done an amazing job. It's kind of woken up my skin. It makes me look fresh. It does not over the top. It's not kind of, sometimes when you have that golden kind of essence to a primer, it can kind of look almost too sparkly. But no, I think it just does the job perfectly. And you could obviously, you know, do this even more kind of with the eyes if you're going for a nighttime look. This is just a daytime look today for me, so this is fine. But if you did want to kind of, you know, maybe add a little bit more or add it to your foundation maybe as well. So if you don't want to kind of just put it on its own, maybe mix it with your foundation. So that would be something else you could do too. And I'm really happy with their blushes. This is called Pink Bronze Terracotta Blush On from Flormar, and look at that, guys. It's just, and the fact that they come with little mirrors too is great if you're going to kind of pop it in your handbag too. So yes, that's everything kind of complete, the look. Just a little kind of review of the Flormar primer. I would highly recommend it. So yes, and who knows what's going to happen next with me. Me and the dogs have a little adventure coming, I think, for sure. But yes, I will obviously keep you all up to date. There will be pictures of this on my Instagram later on today. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you again in the next one.